All right, everybody. We are probably live. I don't know. It's not showing me we're live yet, but I'm just going to assume that we are live here. We are the sports fans. I don't know if we are or not. Let me check.
It says live on my screen, Kellen, if that helps you at all.
Hey, cool. Well, then we're live. We're going to talk about some sports. For anybody that's tuning in, we are the sports fans. We are a sports comedy show. We talk a little bit of sports, talk a little bit of comedy. Not very good at either of them, but we enjoy what we do. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the NBA MVP race. Just to introduce ourselves, my name is Kellen Hansen, otherwise known as the Crimson Comet.
My name is Brady Fullmer, otherwise known as Lazy Snake.
I'm Prison Mike.
And I am Jason, called the Bearded Wonder.
Perfect. So we're actually going to start things off. We want to make a big announcement. We have obviously concluded our NCAA Tournament Bracket Challenge. I want to thank everybody who signed up for that, and we loved the participation. Thank you so much for your support. We have a big announcement as to our winner is. Brady, why don't you explain the prize again for our viewers so that they know what was on the line?
Yeah, so the prize for winning our tournament challenge is a $25 Amazon gift card. And I think Jason's going to announce our winner.
Yeah, and I just have to say before I announce the winner, we were in for a bit of a scare there. My wife was in first for like a majority of the tournament, and I was getting really nervous. And luckily, my pick of Baylor edged her out. I did not win. My brother Cody actually won, so I kept it in the family, guys. It's just in our blood, winning, you know.
Jason, you're adopted, dude.
Oh my goodness!
It's true. It's true. I'm adopted too, but
that hit me right where it counts. But anyway, I do have to say, Cody, my brother Cody, won the bracket challenge. But out of us four, I won. So
good job.
Just had to toot my own horn there for a sec.
Good job. To figure out how to point in the screen.
Yeah. Congratulations to Cody.
Time, maybe.
Yeah. Big shout out to Cody. Congratulations. Thank you for participating. And yeah, I don't know, those calls, I guess they're winners, man. They know how to fill out brackets because we know Deborah, Jason, and Cody were all up there. So next year we're going to have to ask for their advice. So yeah, shout out to Cody on that. Congratulations. Now we're going to jump into our MVP race. So this is what we did. We decided each one of us was going to present one player and their case to win the MVP this year. Now, obviously, we know this season's been a little bit nuts with COVID, but there's been a lot of great basketball that's been played, and there's been a lot of players that have really risen to the top. We're going to start off with Prison Mike as to who his pick for the MVP is and why they deserve the MVP this season. What is really setting them apart from the rest of the field. So, Mike, you've been practicing all day. Mike, take it away.
I'm about to take it away. But, yeah, just also to mention, we're getting down towards the end of the regular season as well. I believe there's about 20 games left for most teams. So they're kind of the final, like where they're starting to get kind of the final bearings for the MVP. And I'm going to stick with the person I chose towards a little bit earlier in the year when we had this discussion, and I'm going to stick with Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. And there's a few reasons. He's on the website I checked, he's leading in the race for the MVP right now. He had like a 50% chance of winning, which is pretty high. And there's a few reasons why I believe Nikola Jokic deserves to be MVP. And it's kind of sad because I'm not a big Jokic fan. I don't like to listen to announcers say, the Joker, all the time. They get super annoying. But I'm going to have to go with him. And the reason is Obviously, I also believe to be MVP, you have to be on a pretty good team. You can't be on a terrible team because that doesn't make you an MVP. And so the Nuggets are currently 4th in the West. They are playing pretty good basketball. And here are some of Nikola Jokic's stats. He's averaging 26 points a game. He's shooting, I believe, 56% from the field, almost 11 rebounds, 10.9 rebounds, and 8.8 assists a game. So he's pretty close to a triple-double. He's just off about 1 assist per game to averaging a triple-double this year. And another stat that really stuck out to me is he has not, I believe this is correct, he has not missed a single game this entire season. He's played in every game that the Nuggets have had. So for me, I believe he's definitely he's the best, most valuable player on the Nuggets, and that is why I have him winning MVP this year in the NBA.
Awesome. Well, Mike, that was an analysis. I think a lot of people are in agreement that he definitely deserves to be up there, just because of he's such a complete player. I don't know if I've ever seen a big man that's able to do what he can do, because he can hurt you in so many ways. High basketball IQ. So I really like that pick. We're going to go to Brady now, hear his unique analysis of who he thinks should be this year's MVP.
All right. You know, it's going to be unique. So I agree with Mike. I feel like Nikola Jokic is definitely up there, but I'm going to go with someone who the statistics do not back him up quite as much, but his winning percentage does, and what he's been able to do to his team backs up his chances of winning the MVP. And I'm going to go with Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns. And if you look at his statistics, they don't blow you away. I believe he's averaging 16.5 points a game this year, 8.9 assists. So nothing crazy. But if you look at what the Phoenix Suns have done this year, they're second in the West. I believe they're second in the whole NBA as far as their record, only behind the Utah Jazz. Last year, they finished 10th in the West, and they have a very similar team to last year, except for adding Chris Paul this year. So it's not like they made a bunch of other adjustments that made their team better. So jumping from 10th to 2nd this year, I believe that it may have a little bit to do with Devin Booker maturing a little bit, being a little bit better this year. But the biggest reason is Chris Paul's been able to come in and be a leader for that team. That's what he's mainly known for, is his leadership. I believe it's his 14th year in the NBA. And so I don't think there's a better leader for an NBA team, minus maybe LeBron. But Chris Paul's been able to lead that young Suns team. He's still playing at a really high level. And the reason I think he should be the MVP is kind of the same reason that people were advocating for Josh Allen in the NFL season. Is you look at him, and just by statistics, he's not the best player in the NBA. But this award isn't best statistical player. This award is most valuable player. And I don't think there is anyone in the NBA who adds more value to a team than Chris Paul does. So I am going to stick with Chris Paul.
All right. Jason?
So,
by the way, Brady, that was really good analysis. I love it. You're just like, you're not afraid to put your opinion out there, my friend. You're very brave.
Oh,
you're a very so brave man. You're so brave.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Brady, I would agree with you, bud. In fact, if you weren't going to pick Chris Paul, I was going to, because I think he's got a really good shot. That being said, I really like Joel Embiid's chances for this season. You look at his stats right now, he's averaging just under 30 points a game, just over 11 rebounds a game, and 1.5 blocks per game, which is pretty impressive. He's not just a leader in the MVP conversation. He's a leader in the defensive player of the year conversation. He missed 10 games and is still considered on most of the websites I've been looking at as top 5 contender. The 2 games he's been back, he's scored, I looked at it, I think it was 35, correct me if I'm wrong, 35 and 32 or 26. So he's he's back from injury. He's playing at a high level. Didn't get to see him for a couple weeks there with an injury. I look to see him climb into the top spot here quickly.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. So, nice job, Jason. Real solid job there. Really proud of you. You're getting better and better at this analyzing stuff every time, And the beard looks better and better every time as well.
No, man, my wife might not let it get much longer though. So
just remember, Jason, every good barbecue pitmaster has a beard. It's just kind of how it works.
Yeah,
the longer the beard, the better the barbecue.
Jason, what would I have to do to get you to shave your beard?
Something pretty drastic, my friend. Pretty drastic.
What are we talking?
I don't know. It's not just that. I then have to face the wrath of my wife, who really likes it. So
yeah, that's not worth it. I'm sorry. There's nothing worth getting Ashley mad about.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
Awesome.
Come up with a good bet that I feel confident about, then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take it away because, I really like your guys' picks, but this is a guy who I feel like is kind of flying under the radar in the MVP conversation. That's Damian Lillard. And I know everybody knows Damian Lillard is a superstar. There's no denying it. He is one of the most incredible players, one of the deadliest scorers I've ever seen. And this season, I think he's been just a key part of what the Portland Trailblazers have been able to do. And here's why. So currently the Portland Trailblazers, they're sixth in the West with a 31-22 record. But Damian Lillard has been carrying them on his back. He's played in 51 games. You look at C.J. McCollum has only been able to play in 28 games this year. Norman Powell's played in 9. Gary Trent Jr.'s had stuff. Nurkic's only played in 19 games. And so he's had a lot of his best players that are around him hurt, yet he's been putting up incredible numbers, 28.7 points per game, 4th in the league. He's 9th in the league in assists at 7.6. And kind of just to go along with the point that Brady had, it's not who's the best player in the game. It is who is the most valuable player. I think you take Damian Lillard out of if you take him out of the picture for the Portland Trailblazers, they're not a playoff team. They're probably one of the worst teams in the NBA. But with Damian Lillard, they can beat just about anybody if Damian Lillard is hitting his shots. He's 2nd in offensive real plus minus, and he's 6th in real plus minus wins. And he's either 1st or 2nd in almost every offensive measurement for in the NBA right now. And so I think if you take the body of work that Damian Lillard has done and you compare it to almost every other superstar in the league, you could make the argument that he has the biggest impact for his team. I look at Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid is a great player, but he's got a lot of help around him. He's got great coaching. He's got a lot of help around him. Nikola Jokic he's got a good case for it, but again, he's got some talent around him and a lot of young talent. And not that Damian Lillard doesn't, but the fact that all those guys have been hurt and he's still been able to have such a great season. I just think that Damian Lillard has a really good shot this year, especially if he can finish this season like he did last year. I think he's got an opportunity to maybe win an MVP, and I think he's one of those guys that truly deserves it.
I like that pick.
Thank you, Brady.
And Kelly, build on that. I hope Damian Lillard does win an MVP because no disrespect to Portland, but as long as he's there, I don't think he's going to win a championship.
No, I agree.
If he's definitely not to make a career in Portland, then MVP is going to be his legacy.
No, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
He deserves one too, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he's been underrated a lot of his career, so he deserves an MVP.
Yeah, and he's had good talent around. I mean, C.J. McCollum's a baller. I mean, that kid Zach Collins is a good player. Nurkic's obviously a good player. But I just think that, he is just absolutely – he's changed the game in a lot of ways. Like I think he's on a Hall of Fame track as of right now. If he keeps doing what he's doing. So out of time. But we will be doing another show on Wednesday. Just to remind those who are watching to like and subscribe to our channel. We are always putting out new content, and we look forward to putting out more content. We're starting to do more condensed shows as a way to make it easier for our viewers to see us. So give us a like and subscribe. Anything else you guys want to say?
I was just going to add, when you watch this video, comment down below out of these 4 guys who you think deserves to be the NBA MVP. We'll see who gets the most votes.
Please do. Please do.
I'm definitely going to win.
If you feel like we shafted somebody, comment on that as well. We'd like to hear your opinions.
Yes, we would.
Mm-hmm.
We would.
If you also think Jason should shave his beard, comment below.
No, that's not going to happen.
Mike, you started something you're not going to want to finish.
And that was the night that Deborah killed Mike.
That's awesome. When Mike became dead and Ashley became Prison Ashley.
Awesome.
There we go.
Okay, well, we're going to sign off. We look forward to coming to you guys here again soon. My name is Kellen Hansen, otherwise known as the Crimson Comet.
My name is Brady Fullmer, otherwise known as Lazy Snake.
I'm Prison Mike.
And I am Jason Cole, the Bearded Wonder.
And remember,
K.
G.
Brother.